Rank 1 Duelist Cup. The Duelist Cup is a never-ending duel fest of 72 hours straight until people pass out through lack of sleep, food, whatever. And the winner gets a trip to Japan. And just qualifying, going to Japan, I know this myself, you don't even have to win anything. You'll get a goodie bag worth $5,000 to maybe up to $10,000. Maybe that's too generous. You'll at least win a free trip plus $5,000 with a chance if you get first place at Worlds, you could win a card that you could possibly sell for, Gia, it's about $50,000 if you get first place, even though Konami does not give you cash prizes specifically, but the card is worth that much usually, maybe even upwards of $100,000. It's been a while, 2017, 2019, I went to Worlds. Now, let's see what this first place Mad Lad is playing. Most people, they hide what they're playing. And the most prevalent deck of the meta right now is Draco Tail. And he's not on Draco Tail, so he has to be playing something that beats Draco Tail. Let's find that out.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
What? Onomat? What the heck? Out of nowhere. Now, Protoss is a card that I believe should have been banned, but then Draco Tail came out, and Protoss is not so good against Draco Tail. But what's very good against Draco Tail is a deck like Malice. And Malice is all dark. So you call dark with Protoss, they now can't special summon dark monsters. So you beat the deck that beats the deck to beat. Does that make sense? And I guess that's why we'd want to play this. Or maybe there's more to the story by just watching the gameplay. Let's check this out. We're going to ×2 speed this up. We're not going to keep this boring. Activate the Max C, and wow, Max C, limit to 1 soon, surely. Is this a straight up mirror match? We don't, yeah, okay. Valor, negate the ability to attach from engrave, so just -1 on popping a card from the field, sure. On a Monopera, doesn't that search for the card that, no, the continuous card searches for this card. Unbreakable Xyz Barrier. Spell, trap card, or monster effects activated while you control an Xyz, negate the activation, boom. We have Goblin Badurg, special summon for the deck. Badurg get popped away with the detonate. Ono Kage, we're going to send from the deck to special summon the Doo-Doo Warrior. We're going to chain the Ryzeal plugin to give an additional material onto the detonator to ensure that we can pop twice. Now, these are replays that the #1 player has chosen to save, so there should be things that are interesting. Sure, Ryzeal searching. As we now Xyz into the Banshee. We don't care if Banshee gets destroyed, because we're going to make plays in addition to that. He still wipes away that Banshee. Do we really care about getting Protoss here? We have Earth, Light, and Fire. We would be able to make a Protoss play if we want to, but we would also need a card banish, which the Kage could do by banishing to add back an Xyz. Only 1 material left on the Ryzeal detonate. We're going to send from the extra deck the Duo Drive, detonate our final detonation, wiping away X-Ryzeal. And the big question is, can we one-turn kill? This replay would not be worth watching otherwise. Sword, Ryzeal into the ice. Discard to summon the ice. Special summon Duo Drive, detach. First attach from engrave, then detach. Search in our deck for a Star Ryzeal plus a Node. Star and Node are both special summonable. We're going to set up the Ryzeal Cross. Cross will return 2 cards engraved back to draw 1. No, you will not. Negate. And we don't have an Xyz material to negate the negate. That's fine. We already have Node Ryzeal. What did we need to randomly draw into? Nothing. Let's send the Ryzeal Cross, reborn out the sword, going into Dugaris. Dugaris is going to detach 2 to reborn the Gaga Coat. We're going to use the Kage Engrave to further reborn. Coat's going to further reborn the Doo-Doo Warrior as we double these 2 bodies into a Gaga Girl. Gaga Girl is going to detach to search our deck. What's going on here? People took Droll and Lockbird out of their deck because it sucks against Draco Tail. Droll and Lockbird counters this deck. So this deck has 2 things to it. It's good when Protoss is good, and it's good when people are not playing Droll. So you took out Droll, so we whipped this out, and you all started playing Mouse to beat Draco Tail, so now we're going to counter Mouse with this. It makes sense. I think those are 2 big things on why you'd want to consider playing this deck. Lethal damage, rank 1 in Duelist Cup. Let's see if there's another interesting replay. Lancia. Well, Lancia sucks against Draco Tail, but as I said, if there's a heavy emphasis on Malice countering Draco Tail, then that's why you want to play Lancia. What the heck? No Droll and lots of Malice. The 7 Tachyon being met with the Max C. Now, we did not finger Max C. What the heck? Well, Lancia's only during their turn. We're not under the effect of Lancia. Huh? We don't care to finger a Max C. Interesting. And you drolled your own Max. Wow. Droll stops his own Max C, but we're fingering the Droll. And I just discussed earlier how important Droll is to beat a deck like this. I don't lose to Max C, I lose to Droll. Negate and finger the Droll. Let's now follow up from here. We're no way we're gonna one-turn kill under Max C, right? That'd be way too risky. Against 2 back row cards, Extra Zeal search for the sword. You want to suspect the back row cards at minimum are 2 impermanences. A medium prediction would be an imperm and a call by the grave, possibly. Can we one-turn kill through all that as we're additionally allowing them to draw a ton of cards? MTP is dead here. That is not good. That's a trash card. As the March Hare is going to further banish. We're doing all these plays before they flip up the Rise Cross and Exceed summon, where otherwise they'd be able to negate the effect of summoning itself onto the field. Detonate. We're going all the way, it looks like. Attaching the Lancia due to Warrior sent from the deck, the Kage. Kage is going to be reborning itself back. The Ganbara Knight come forth. Changing the battle position of the March Hare. Gaga Girl searching, changing the battle position here. What the heck? It's adding. Okay, I saw change battle position on the screen. As the Rizal Detonator, wipe away the Chessy Cat blocking battle damage as the Ash negates the Gaga Girl from searching. Negate. Ganbara Knight searching for the Goblin Badurg. Further Exceeding into Dugaris. Dugaris is going to boost up the Detonator. Due to Warrior for the Gaga Coat. This is the highest level of Duelist Cup. This is, if none of you are doing well in the Duelist Cup, this is why. These are the decks that are clapping. Utopic Ray Lancer. It seems like the Duelist Cup is a rock, paper, scissors meta right now. Draco Tail is the deck to beat. You then play Malice to beat it. You then play Onomat Rizal to beat Malice. And I would assume that Draco Tail beats this deck. Do we have a replay against Draco Tail? Red Reboot is being played to beat Draco Tail. There's a lot of good side deck cards being main decked. As we saw Lancia, we see Red Reboot. Dude, a lot of things many players would have not done in this duel. Did not finger Max C. Went for a one-turn kill under the Max C. Those 2 things are crazy. It looks like the common theme of Duelist Cup is balls out. Explosive hard counters in the main deck, explosive strategies to hard counter a certain deck. And if you're under the effect of Maxi or Full Loss, you go all the way, especially if you're going second. Now, if you're going first, are you really going to all out against a double Full Loss, draw 2 per summon from the deck or extra deck? Well, if you're the rank 1 player, show me. Draw 2? We're ending here, right? And what, we're gonna end on a Veiler? This would be a good time to possibly just go Baguska. Bro, double Fua and it's Draco Tail? How do we win this? I don't believe this. I have a feeling we are gonna Exceed summon. So we're gonna give them 4 draws in total for the Full Loss. Well, what are our other options? Passing on a Veiler? That's not even an option. Let's Sword Rizal, which will not result in a draw here. Max C also. Draw 3, Exciton Knight, wipe away the entire field. Oh my Jesus. Wipe it. Damn. What I see that is commonly happening, not only is Exciton Knight a really good option for Draco Tail setting up their field preemptively for the next turn, but also another card, if you're playing the Draco Tail mirror match, you do want to be considering this play, is the Star Source Dragon. So, sorry if it didn't pop up. Star Source Dragon, you awkward, you broke the site. Great. GF, fire a dev. All right, so you have Star Source Dragon on your own turn if they're preemptively setting up the back row, wipe out the back row, or as you can see here, Exciton Knight, wipe away the back row. Let's see what's good. Which is that Veiler. Now, the Exciton Knight is only activatable during the battle phase of the opponent's turn. So just having a Veiler on Malulu, for sure they got something else, right? Let's see. Some crazy Rizal players are using Heavy Slump. They're slumping. We're gonna take a look at that card. Now, Exciton, wiped, for sure we have something to stop this, right? We don't? Malulu is going to chain fuse into something that's going to get wiped right away, but the graveyard effects will still be triggering. Lancia. Wow. I talked about Draco Tail needing Lancia to beat Malice. And instead of seeing it in our tournaments, people, I guess, are taking that advice into the Duelist Cup. Malulu negate nothing. The trap's not going to be activatable if we were to set one. Sure. In this duel, we got double Fuad and Max Seed. And the Veiler was just enough to completely stop them, because all their follow-up plays got stopped and thwarted by the Exciton Knight. That was huge. Finding a way within your deck to delete their follow-up plays, that is the way. And then final replay. Still on Onomat Ryzeal on a previous day. Now, Tasuku, I think I'm saying his name incorrectly, unfortunately, but he is a mad lad that constantly gets first place globals. So definitely going to be really well played from him, whatever he does. Does not use Ash in the K2, which I agree with. You want to save the Ash for the Rahu. Cartesia, it does not have to be fused with itself. We're going to be fusing with 2 cards from the hand. Now, a double hand fusion, this could make you susceptible to an Impermanence or Veiler. All these cards will be triggering. They're going to inevitably set up a Rahu for you to negate with the Ash, or already have it in the hand. Lucius. Moon of the freaking closed heaven before activating the Rahu. Requiem. We don't Ash negate, we're holding on to it, mate. Not today. Now if we Ash, the Princess will trigger to draw a card. That's if the Princess is still on the field. Because we want to go into Wave King Caesar. Wave King Caesar. Now we're going to Femina before Wave King Caesaring. Use it up into Mysterion Dragon. This is going to be pretty good against a Malice deck. Now, how good is it going to be against a Ryzeal deck? If a monster uses its activate effect to summon itself or another monster of the same type, you then banish away their monsters of the same type on the field. Now, that's Ice Ryzeal. Whenever Ice Ryzeal summons, it's going to be banished along, well, it's going to summon a different type, actually. Only the type that it summons will get banished, or the Wave King Caesar can negate the Ice Ryzeal. Now, if you have an X Ryzeal and we summon it, does the Mysterion activate? It does not, because the X Ryzeal does not activate to special summon. Held on Ash. Now, a good use of Ash if you're not using it against the Rahu is just using it against the trap. Just simply negate them trying to return your monster back or negating a spell or trap card. Let's see, 7th Tachyon, reveal into the flame. Do we activate the Ash Blossom to negate? Yes, we do. We held it. Hold your Ash. Save it. Negate. We have a dead Unbreakable Xyz barrier, unfortunately. Grabbing our X Ryzeal, which the Mysterion will not be activatable against. Also, you can't Wave King Caesar, but we have 2 good cards to negate. Negating the Wave King Caesar instead of the Mysterion. How do we break this field against a top-tier player? Sword Ryzeal is not going to trigger Mysterion. It does not activate to summon. The Sting. Why are we trying to Sting? We want to chain the Gulamel to the Sting. This is it. And we successfully do so, as we did not have a way to chain link block. Wipe it. Now, as those 2 cards get banished, return back, draw a card. We're now going to follow up with the Onomata pickup, which will grab the card that searches for 2 cards. We're going to be special summoning the Ice Ryzeal. As we now go into a Duo Drive, attach on summon, we're now going to go for the Search 2, not if we get bounced back into the extra deck. So our Duo Drive play is going to be thwarted. The Malulu could also negate it, but we're just going to target it to return back, and return back our own Fua loss. Okay, Fua back to the hand. We have a follow-up. This is looking really good for Tatsuku. Can we stop an Exciton Knight, though? Maybe Exciton Knight is just the best counter to Draco Tail. Ice Summon for the deck, Star Ryzeal trigger. This will banish away the Star Ryzeal and any other Pyros on the field. Well, that's both of them. Both Pyros be gone. We have our Ryzeal Cross plus the Duty Warrior. You have to send a card from the hands of the grave to use the Onomata Paris. Whatever we draw into will be the card we discard to search for 2. Come to us, Gonbara Knight, and the Duty Warrior. Now, it's worth noting that Draco Tail players main decking cards like Lancia means that they're much less likely to be main decking a card like Droll and Lockbird, which is the main way to stop this type of deck. Warrior. Send the Kage to special summon. Kage is going to be reborning itself onto the field here. Tornado Dragon. Instead of an Exton Knight to wipe away back, we're going to wipe away with the Tornado. The Horn is returning back the negated Wave King Caesar. But this is not some weird mistake of LOL, what's he doing? He gets to draw 1 here. Doo-Doo Warrior for their search for the Gaga Coat. As we now Gonbara Knight, special summon, change the battle position of the Gulamel. Further going into the Gaga Coat. This is never-ending gas, unlimited gas. You have to play Droll and Lockbird, but Droll sucks against Draco Tail, so what do you do? The main card to keep this deck in check is Droll, Maxi, and Fualos. Searching for the Node, X-Rise. We've played through so many forms of disruption here. Node Send, we're going to be further reborning as we now go into the Utopic Ray Lancer. Further making Dugars. Dugars could double the attack of a monster in the field. Detach, boost, 5200, further going into an Eclipse Twins. This deck is disgusting. Yeah, well, you want to take Droll out? Then be my guest. I'm going to be super disgusting and just clap you up. Double attack of the Eclipse Twins, as the Eclipse Twins will also be triggering to further reborn back onto the field a Duo Drive for attacking, which also enables the Cross to negate a monster effect if needed. Utopic Ray Lancer, detach, double attack, lethal damage going second. Oh my Jesus. Wow. Rank 1 is not playing the best deck on purpose. The paradox is, if this were the best deck, then it wouldn't be the best deck to play because everyone would be putting in cards to counter the best deck. Because he is one of the few people at the #1 spot playing this deck, he gets to get away with people not playing Droll, not playing cards to hard counter this deck. Very smart. Using the power of surprise factor. There's a dude I know named Decade. There was a tournament where Cyber Angel was the #1 deck. He brought ninjas. And Cyber Angel beats ninjas. Well, people didn't expect ninjas, so he got first place global very easily. If you want to see what a deck could look like with Onomat, let's see. It's going to look like something like this. Are we even seeing an interesting, different way to play the deck? No. He's playing basic Onomat Ryzeal. It's just that people aren't expecting it. It was a top deck before Draco Tail because of its abuse of Protoss. The use of Protoss is not so good anymore because of Draco Tail being multiple different attributes. But if people are taking Droll and Lockbird out, which was used to stop Ryzeal, used to stop Mitsurugi, with the relevance of those decks going down, you also take out the Droll, and then this is the scenario you have. Some things that really stood out that I think a lot of other players would not be doing was he was incredibly disciplined with his Ash Blossom. He held on to it. He did not even care what he was doing on his first turn. He had the plan of, I want my 7 Tachyon to go through or any other spell that I possibly draw into, so I'm going to use it for the back row trap instead. A very good play was setting up the Exciton Knight, where even though we were under the effect of Fualos and Max C, we couldn't let them have all those follow-up cards they set up in the back row, wipe away the back row. And then I think one of the most impressive things from the rank 1 player was not fingering a Max C. But then the Mad Lad, the opponent, used the Droll and Lockbird, which would stop his own Max C, but because of how detrimental Droll is to the deck overall, even under the effect of Max C being stopped, we fingered the Droll. And then we played through the Max C, drew as many cards as he wanted, and then still 1 turn killed. Nuts. So very well done from the rank 1 player. A lot of it makes sense and some interesting plays. There you go, rank 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh!